How much money is enough? At what point does more stop meaning more? And what if the real danger isn't having too little but believing you deserve everything? Welcome back to Wisdom Swing, where we explore the deeper truths behind success, ambition, and growth. Today's message challenges one of the most powerful illusions in modern society: the belief that money and success automatically increase our value as human beings. We live in a world that constantly tells us to chase more income, more status, more recognition, more validation. But there comes a point where accumulation stops adding meaning, and if we're not careful, success can quietly transform into something dangerous: ego. The idea that money has no utility beyond a certain point forces us to examine our relationship with wealth and importance. Money is a tool. It provides security. It creates options. It can fund innovation, improve health, expand education, and support families. But once basic needs are met and comfort is achieved, money stops being about survival and starts becoming about identity. And that is where problems begin. Because when money becomes a symbol of who we are rather than a resource we use, ego takes control. Ego whispers subtle lies. It tells us we are more important than others because we earn more. It tells us our ideas are superior because we succeeded once. It tells us we deserve special treatment because we worked hard. Slowly, without realizing it, we begin to believe we are untouchable. And this unhealthy belief in our own importance blinds us to reality. It closes our ears to feedback. It weakens our curiosity. It isolates us from the very lessons that helped us grow in the first place. True success requires continuous learning, but arrogance kills learning. The moment you think you know enough is the moment you stop improving. The moment you think you're above correction is the moment you start declining. History is filled with talented individuals who rose quickly and fell even faster, not because they lacked intelligence, but because they lost humility. They stopped listening. They stopped adapting. They believed their own hype. Money amplifies who you already are. If you are disciplined, it expands your discipline. If you are generous, it expands your generosity. But if you are insecure, it amplifies insecurity. If you are arrogant, it magnifies arrogance. Wealth does not fix character flaws. It exposes them. That's why beyond a certain level of financial comfort, the real work shifts inward. It becomes less about building net worth and more about building self-awareness. Self-centered ambition can feel powerful in the short term. It drives competition. It pushes performance. It fuels late nights and big goals. But if ambition is not balanced with perspective, it creates isolation. You begin to see relationships as transactions. You measure worth in numbers. You chase recognition instead of impact. And ironically, the more you chase importance, the less fulfilled you feel. There is a difference between striving for excellence and needing validation. Excellence is about contribution. Validation is about ego. When your motivation is contribution, success becomes meaningful. When your motivation is ego, success becomes fragile. Every criticism feels like an attack. Every competitor feels like a threat. Every setback feels like humiliation. Ego turns normal challenges into personal crises. Humility, on the other hand, creates freedom. When you understand that money is a tool, not your identity, you become less defensive. You can admit mistakes. You can ask questions. You can surround yourself with people who are smarter than you without feeling threatened. Humility keeps you adaptable, and adaptability sustains success. Another danger of inflated self-importance is entitlement. Entitlement convinces you that because you've achieved something once, you deserve continued success without effort. But the world does not reward past performance forever. Markets change. Technology evolves. People shift. The habits that built your success must evolve with it. Entitlement resists change. Growth embraces it. Ask yourself honestly, if your income doubled tomorrow, would your character improve? Or would your ego expand? If your influence increased, would your humility remain? These are uncomfortable questions, but they are necessary. Because long-term success depends more on internal stability than external achievement. When money reaches a certain point, its ability to improve happiness plateaus. Research repeatedly shows that once security and comfort are met, fulfillment depends more on relationships, purpose, and contribution than on additional wealth. That's why some of the most materially successful individuals focus heavily on philanthropy, innovation, and solving global challenges. Because impact provides meaning that accumulation alone cannot. The deeper lesson here is balance. Ambition is powerful. Wealth creation is valuable. Achievement matters. But without self-awareness, these strengths become weaknesses. The goal is not to reject success. The goal is to master it without letting it master you. If you want sustainable growth, build habits that protect you from ego, seek honest feedback, invite disagreement, stay curious, continue learning. Remember where you started, stay connected to people who challenge you, not just those who praise you. Success should expand your perspective, not shrink it. And perhaps most importantly, redefine what more means. More impact, more service, more wisdom, more contribution. When more shifts from accumulation to significance, your ambition becomes healthier, your confidence becomes grounded, your success becomes sustainable. At the end of the day, money is powerful, but it is not purpose. Status is visible, but it is not character. Recognition is loud, but growth is quiet. The most dangerous trap in achievement is believing you are finished growing. Stay a student, stay aware, stay grounded. Because the moment you believe you are too important to learn is the moment you begin to decline. Let wealth be a resource, let ambition be a tool, let success be a platform for contribution, but never let ego define your worth. True power is not measured by how much you accumulate, it is measured by how much you continue to evolve. Thank you for spending this time with Wisdom Swing. If this message gave you a new perspective on money, ego, and growth, please like, subscribe, and follow Wisdom Swing for more powerful insights on success and self-mastery. Comment below. Success without ego. Keep growing, keep learning, and remember, the strongest foundation for lasting success is humility.